Okay, guys, the moment you've all been waiting for, your week 4 recap. We're going to start off with a quick one. Tony gets the W over me. Huge effort from Tony. I can't be mad about anything. It's his guys did. I mean, they blew up. It was a big game, all the way from Kirk Cousins and Adam Thielen on Thursday night, crushing it on the road against the Rams on a short week. Did not see that coming. And David Johnson and Kareem Hunt both got going. Although Kareem Hunt was the only one that actually looked good, David Johnson still looks terrible. But he did get into the end zone after 3 tries at the one. So against a depleted Seattle defense. That being said, great effort from Tony. As far as my guys goes, I still would have had a shot at it if Eifert Fournette didn't go down. Eifert, tough luck. That sucks. He's probably done at least for the year, maybe for his career. At a certain point, you keep getting hurt. You got to think maybe you're just not built to play football. But Tevin Coleman, truly remarkable how he didn't manage to get any of the Falcons' 36 points. Man, I can't wait to have Devonta Freeman back. Tevin Coleman, you suck. I know there's no reason for you to be watching this, but if for some reason you came across this video, just know that I hate you and you suck at football. So on to Mers destroying Steve. Everything came together for Mers. Everything fell apart for Steve, and it continues to fall apart for Steve, although this was Steve's biggest effort of the season, if I'm not mistaken, and still lost by a good 40-plus points. This couldn't have gone any better for the league fantasy-wise, because now Mers is going to hold on to players that he should be looking to deal. So Mers will continue to be irrelevant, but he did get to explode for 1 week on Steve, which is just awesome. That's just fantastic. So Mers destroying Steve. Andrew Luck is back, it appears. He looked fantastic against the Texans, even completed some deep passes. The really impressive stat from Steve's team is Alex Collins now has 2 outings where he scored a touchdown and still failed to reach 10 points. I mean, that's truly impressive. He also lost another fumble inside the 10, further solidifying Buck Allen as the goal line back. Alex Collins is downright unplayable moving forward, and he's the kind of player that you really hate to have because you can't drop him. You can't just cut Alex Collins, and nobody's going to give you anything for him. So you're just stuck with him, just holding a roster spot on your bench for the entire season, and that sucks. So I feel for you. I have a guy like that on my team in Leonard Fournette. You can't just cut him, but you can't do anything with him either. So it happens. You just got to ride that out. That sucks. Russell Wilson is a complete bust, or so it would seem. He does this every season. Is this the year Tony Jr. buys low on Russell Wilson instead of selling low on him? Time will tell. I will say, although Luck had a great game, Trubisky is still the GOAT, obviously, but we'll get into that later. Rich crushes Jason in a vicious beating. Alvin Kamara, no disrespect to Todd Gurley here, but Alvin Kamara is the best player in fantasy, period. His floor is somewhere around 12 with gusts up to 40 points-ish. Nobody can compete with Kamara week in and week out for consistency and efficiency. Sunnier skies are ahead for Jason, though. Le'Veon Bell returns in week 8, although that also renders James Conner useless, who was pretty much Jason's only playable running back before that. So Jason will still have one playable running back, but at least it'll be a guy that scores a ton of points. Baker Mayfield outscored Russell Wilson this week after Steve talked all sorts of crap about how Baker Mayfield was a stupid play. I'll let you guys sit on that for a second. Baker Mayfield outscoring Russell Wilson. Pretty incredible. So on to Reese beating Joe. No shocker here. I mean, everybody knew Reese was going to win this game, especially after the big Thursday night. Jared Goff sure looks to be it, to borrow a quote or a word from Steve. He looks elite, but still can't compete with mighty Mitchell Trubisky. Jared Goff just had the best game of his life and still fell 8 points behind mighty Mitchell in fantasy. Mighty Mitch is the best QB on the planet right now. That's all there is to it, guys. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. If the Rams ever don't score 30 plus, Reese's team's going to be horrible, but that day may never come. We'll see. We've been waiting 4 weeks for it to come, and it hasn't come yet. Mike Evans, Mike Thomas both came crashing back down to earth. There's nothing to see here, nothing to worry about. The only thing that was kind of surprising is I kind of thought Michael Thomas was matchup proof. He's not. Jackrabbit Janoris Jenkins put him in timeout for the game. He pretty much couldn't do anything against Janoris Jenkins. Mike Evans and the entire Bucs offense were no match for the Bears, so no surprise there. Everybody knew Evans was going to suck. I was surprised that Michael Thomas had a bad game, though. John Brown is a stud, and Joe is about to embark on a losing streak. So there you go. Now, we'll get into that more Thursday with the matchup previews. Tony Sr. taking down Jared. Jared's team with a truly putrid, pathetic 67 points, and it is time to panic on Rob Gronkowski. Teams are doubling him every play. He wasn't efficient when he was healthy, and now he's hurt. Yikes. Man, that is ugly. Travis Kelce is the best tight end in football, fantasy or otherwise. The guy's a jackass, but he is the best tight end in the game right now. Who sits Pat Mahomes? I mean, the guy's number one quarterback in fantasy. You got to start that guy every week. Aaron Rodgers is a shell of his former self, and the Packers look like trash. It's going to be really rough in the NFC North for the Packers because this Bears team is getting rolling, and they're already in first place. So Kenyon Drake is on the back of milk cartons all over the fantasy community. He's playing second fiddle to Frank Gore back-to-back weeks with only 3 carries. Holy crap, Kenyon Drake is borderline cuttable at this point, and that's not an exaggeration at all. It would not be a shock to see him in free agency within the next week or two. The Jags, who Senior selected way too early, and I'm going to keep illustrating this point all season because it's one of the dumbest things you can do in fantasy. They put up 9 points this week. They have a ceiling of 13 this entire season. They've scored 13 points, was their best effort of the season. To put that in perspective, the Bears D, who I picked up out of free agency, has yet to score less than 14 in any given week. It's stupid picking a defense early. Yes, even the Jags. It's prime trading season, 4 weeks into the season. Happy negotiating, my friends, and I will see you for the previews on Thursday.